Linda Fox. I'm in the Phocuswire studio at Phocuswright Europe, and I'm with Travis Pittman. He's CEO, co-founder of TourRadar. Welcome, Travis. Great to have you here again.
Great to be here.
So you've just launched TourRadar Moments, and from what I understand, this is anybody could contribute a photo or a reel onto your platform, and you would give them credits for travel. So just tell me, why have you done this now? What is it that sort of made you produce this now?
Yeah, so we think the timing's perfect. There's a lot happening in how Google and SEO is obviously changing. Social is such a big part of ubiquitous, for everyone today in terms of how they're using it for just travel or inspiration. But there's a big gap to actually booking. And I think that's what we've really aimed to solve here, is that multi-day tours is a little bit different to like a hotel stay, where in Paris, do you really care how the hotel room looks if you're just staying for the night? But an 8-day adventure to Vietnam, you kind of want to see that a little bit more. And so we felt that how do we empower our community, so people who travel with us, but anyone who actually takes a multi-day tour, to be able to share to the community. And so they can upload reels, photos, what we call moments, to actually give that experience a much richer understanding of what it's like on those experiences. And with 2 taps, you can actually be from the reel into actually booking the product, the exact thing that they were on. And that's what no one else in travel has really managed to do yet.
So how difficult has that integration from kind of the content into the booking been for you?
So because we, over the last 15 years, kind of built the commerce platform for TourRadar, it actually is a bit of a full circle moment for myself and my brother. So we had a previous startup called Bug Bitten, and it was just UGC. Photos, videos, and community, but there was no monetization. And so actually now we're taking that social and community and UGC and actually plugging in the commerce side of it. And that's why that term social commerce for me is perfect.
Yeah.
Because it kind of brings that full circle of the inspiration community, but actually with the booking aspect now as well.
Does that mean that you, behind the scenes with the commerce element, that you have to slice and dice your product, thousands of different ways potentially?
Well, no, because the operators give us the product. So we aggregate 2,500 suppliers. So that could be G Adventures, Trafalgar, Globus, it could be Intrepid, but then DMCs. So a DMC in Ecuador is also part of our platform. So we aggregate 50,000 tours from these 2,500 suppliers. It's all been structured data that we've tried to bring in, standardize, and that's kind of been the hard work we've done over the last 15 years. Now it's actually how do we connect that to really inspirational products through the social aspect that we've actually introduced.
So is that being done with tagging then? Because I guess what I'm asking is how does a reel that say I upload about, say, a camel trek in a desert somewhere, then get connected to something that matches that so as I don't get frustrated?
Yeah, so it's part of the upload process. So when you share the moment,
got it.
It actually says, did you travel with a tour operator? And it's yes, okay, I went with Intrepid. And then you actually say the Costa Rica or the Moroccan desert experience. And then it's tagged to that piece of content.
Okay.
That's how it's all linked, basically, that one-click booking into the product itself. Yeah.
And to build out this kind of library of photos and reels, I mean, you're going to have your own up there, presumably. You're going to have other tour operators will be uploading professional content. So how will that be ranked? Will that be purely community-driven?
Yeah, so this is the first iteration. So there's not a lot of smartness in the algorithm yet, but that's going to come with time. So there's no liking or commenting yet, but that will be in the next iterations we release. But yes, initially we have content from our own team because our team travels. We have creators who have contributed, tour operators who have given it to us. And that's where we're really looking to grow that over time. We've got 1,200 pieces of content in this first release. We've got eyes on 10,000, 100,000, million to really scale that up. And that's kind of part of something we'll be announcing in about a month's time.
Okay, so how does that look in terms of a timescale? What's your kind of KPI there in terms of reaching?
Well, me as the CEO is kind of obviously would like it tomorrow. It just goes crazy and viral. But no, I think we're being realistic. In the first month, if we get to 5,000 or 10,000 pieces, that'd be huge. But then as we learn what content is really resonating, I think that's the difference with what we're doing as well. We're saying it's raw authentic. So because you go to Instagram and it's perfect. we don't kind of want that perfect. We want the real side of it. So what travelers who have been on it, who are like-minded with me as a customer, I can see how they are. So there'll be shaky videos, there'll be not perfect stuff, but we feel that will build trust, which I think is really important for these type of products. Yeah.
But this isn't just for the TourRadar site, is it? You're thinking beyond the sort of TourRadar site for some of this content, aren't you?
We'll be pushing it, yeah. So exactly. I think if we have internally as saying we're not building a worse version of TikTok or Instagram, we feel there has to be cross-platform interoperator, like pretty much where the content shared in TourRadar Moments, we will be pushing back to Instagram. We'll be pushing back to TikTok. And with TikTok actually their shop feature, that's where we see the commerce aspect is coming to these social platforms, but it's not quite there yet.
Yeah.
And so with this product, with us getting all the structured data, it'll be perfect. And we want to work with those platforms to see if we can make that happen. And this morning in a session with like Rod and that, we talked about how that trust aspect and really amplifying how to get people from that inspiration to booking is where it's all, got to be focused on right now.
And do you guys also have kind of figures in your head about, percentage of new customers this could reach, and then that actually might come back to the platform and, engage with you? Yeah,
so we do. I mean, it's also, we don't know how it's going to float out and how it's going to drag people back to TourRadar. But that's all part of the, first months where we have to try and work out how do we get people more engaged to come to the platform. One way we'll be incentivizing creators and travelers. Every moment has a share link. So that'll go out and we'll be able to track that. And in the future, be able to attribute that to the traveler or to the creator that they get paid.
Okay.
Yeah. So we really want to sort of, instead of saying, okay, we're giving tons of money to Google and Meta for ads, I'd love to be giving it more to creators and travelers who can actually have that side hustle opportunity to actually earn $300 or $500 from referring travelers across to our platform.
Okay. We'll come back to creators and kind of the monetization side from their perspective in a minute. I also just wanted to ask you, I mean, you must be thinking about how AI could get in, be involved in all this and the impact of AI, because your content creation could be exponential.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, AI will be very much in how we sort the algorithm, how we actually read the content. The other stuff we're starting to do is read the video content to understand what landmarks, what attractions, what places. So that's how we're starting to categorize as well. But it's really, I think the big opportunity will be around how can we actually get people to the product based on their personal preferences, that we serve the right videos based on that. So we have people creating an account on TourRadar. We have a lot of, click history of what they've visited, what they've done. We aggregate that data and we can start to actually share that a lot more. But one where I think you're going with the question a little bit is, we have structured tours on the platform today. There is a future that I see where we are still very multi-day focused, but it's not specific tour content.
Right.
So it's dynamic packaging, if you will.
Yeah.
So how do we know that they're more of a self-guided person? They don't really want to be with a tour operator. And so there's some really good technology out there we could be plugging in to obviously meet that search demand or what they're actually looking for. So yeah, there is I think Expedia just recently launched something.
Well, the Expedia is interesting, which is coming back to this idea of creators and how they make money, because their trip matching product is where you can take a piece of user generated content from any of the sites and bring it back to them and they will create it for you. But they're not paying the creators for it. So I just wondered, you must have sat down and thought, well, actually, all of this content is out there. Why should we pay them? Or is it because you are a community and you want to foster that? I mean, what's the thinking there?
Yeah, it's about the community. You got to seed the community initially, and then we want to see how do we, like I said, giving a lot of advertising money to Google and Facebook is not ideal. And I think the shift in power has started to go in the direction of social and creators, and that's what we really want to leverage pretty much. And so we feel that there is a huge opportunity also around building out the community in terms of a forum. And it might sound old school, but
like Winding
Reddit,
Tree? Or
like Reddit has basically shown that forums can be cool, and they're actually useful. And so that's where we want to really try and get our engaged travelers. So we have 50% of our bookings are solo travelers. and they're looking for advice or talking to other solo travelers. And so having a place where they can actually feel at home, but then also be able to discover the content that they're viewing on TikTok, that's the combination that we're really trying to go for, is trying to combine and build that community around it all.
And how will the strategy kind of bring in, there must be some really well-known creators out there already, and you must be thinking, we need to be targeting them. How do you think you're going to bring those in?
We've had some experience now, and the big ones with like 1 million+ followers are really challenging to work with at times, and quite expensive. So at the end of the day, they have a big reach. Where we see it really working well is I guess they call them micro influencers, so 5,000, 10,000 followers. And they really lean into the platform because we have maybe 50,000 or 100,000 in our network, as well as an email database of 5 million. They want exposure to that for their own brand. And so working with the smaller creators and niche providers is actually how we're thinking we actually scale this up. So more the 5,000, 10,000, maybe 50,000 type followers is where we feel that there's tapping into the right interest groups and that type of thing as well.
So then how do you think of that as part of your marketing strategy? Do you is a portion, of what you decide to spend on marketing, is that devoted to creators, or how are you thinking about that?
That'll be something we're announcing in more detail, but exactly that.
Okay.
Yes, in about 3 or 4 weeks, we'll be talking about exactly. But it's really, how do we say, this is the amount we can spend in the next 12 months. Let's divert a certain chunk of that to this group of people. Yeah.
Well, Travis, we look forward to hearing more. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, cheers.